to the pumpkin soul. Endless town, don't we love it now? Everybody's waiting for the next surprise. Skeleton Jack might catch you in the backpack. Scream like a banshee, make you jump out of your skin. This is Halloween, everybody scream. Please make way for a very special guy. Our man Jack is king of the pumpkin patch. Everyone hail to the pumpkin king. Now this is Halloween, this is Halloween, 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 Halloween.
Hey. Hey. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a much anticipated special edition of Artie's Corporate Fiction. It is I, Artie, back again for another breakdown. This one has been highly anticipated, highly desired. It's one that's been on my back burner, and I'm finally able to bring it to you guys. This is Mr. Michael Wayne Parsons of the Chilcotin Nation. And there's actually a lot of I forgot there is a lot of archive video of this. It has both his pre-trial stuff and his trial. What we're gonna start off with is what I'm more familiar with, which is his pre-trial hearing. So we're gonna have a little bit of fun there. But I appreciate. Hey, what's up, Schrodinger? What's going on? What's up, everybody? Asher, Les, Kit, Mark, Nathan, Chris, Palmetto, Wade, Strawberry, Connie, S&P, Michelle, Internet God, two bitches in a box truck. Two bitches in a box. I can't say your name without a heavy accent. Simon, Don, Keith, Pope. All right, guys, we are going to get this started. What I have here in front of you, this court case, because the problem is the trial, it's all audio. So at least there's something for you to watch other than my ugly face. This is the beginning background of his the opinion handed down of the court. I believe this is what is this? This is a district court of appeals. Is the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals denying his motion to dismiss on lack of. He's denied a motion to dismiss on lack of evidence. Yeah. Sure. So, yeah, insufficient. If it said it was insufficient to sustain his conviction, and they're like, nah, there was enough. All right, let's press play, and we are starting here. This is his first appearance in front of the federal court judge, and we get to experience this together. Let's go.
We're on the record. We're on the record in case number 4:17 CR3038, United States of America versus Michael Wayne Parsons. Counsel, please enter your appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jan Sharp, Assistant United States Attorney, appearing on behalf of the United States.
And John Vanderslice on behalf of Mr. Parsons.
Are you Michael Wayne Parsons?
Yes, Liz.
Are we on the record?
Yes, we are.
Good morning, Your Honor, or good afternoon. Let the record show that I was just brought in here by force against my will, and the officer directly behind me assaulted me, threw me to the ground, drugged me in here. I've got broken ribs, broken arm, multiple injuries from previous assaults, and I just sustained another one by this gentleman behind me. I want that to be on the record, first of all. Also, the fictitious person and the birth certificate have been surrendered to.
I mean, if we were playing bingo, I wouldn't have been able to get through the first 15 minutes of this, so no bingo tonight.
To the court. And
Please stay seated. You must stay seated.
Birth certificate there. Let the record show that by special appearance, Ambassador Parsons of the Chilcotin Nation, country of the Chilcotin, the beneficiary, I'm here and I reserve all of my rights without prejudice, UCC 1-308, the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, and the Montevideo Convention, having already surrendered the fictitious person.
I forgot to look that up, the Montevideo Convention. I'm not even sure what that's referring to. I'll let this play while I'm looking up.
And birth certificate into the well of this court. This court lacks jurisdiction, and I have no business with this court. Am I free to go?
No.
I will
And that, when I first heard that, that's when I know, okay, this is going to be a good one. Am I free to go? No. Well, that didn't work. Let's try this now.
Instruct you as the trustee to dispose of the charge, pay off any debts, and compensate me for the damages.
Are you Michael Wayne Parsons?
I'm not the fictitious person that you seek. You're seeking, according to this affidavit, a corporate entity, Michael Wayne Parsons. I am not that person. I'm not the fiduciary, surety, or trustee for that corporate entity or trust.
All right.
I'm a live man. This court is not an Article III court. As an ambassador of another country,
Yes, it is.
according to the Constitution, Article 3, Section 2, all matters pertaining to ambassadors, the original jurisdiction and sole jurisdiction is with the Article 3, Section 2 Supreme Court. This is not that. This court lacks jurisdiction.
All right. Are you saying you are not Michael Wayne Parsons?
I am not the person in the indictment. That is a fictitious person.
What is
That's
your
I'm
name?
saying.
What is your name?
I am Ambassador Parsons of the
Okay.
Chilcotin Nation, country of the Chilcotin. I am not the person, the fictitious person that is in this indictment. That is not me.
All right. Now, Ambassador Parsons, what is your first name?
I'm referred to as Ambassador Parsons
He doesn't want to admit it. He doesn't want to say his first name.
for the record.
All right.
I do not consent to this forum. I do not understand this forum. This gentleman just approached me moments earlier, and I tried to ask questions. He could not answer any of the questions.
All right. What I'm going to do is, first of all, we'll have to have an identity hearing. And interestingly, my understanding is that you have refused to be processed by the marshals, which would include your DNA and your fingerprints.
Well, I mean, she's trolling a little bit, but not so much. I think the judge knows full well that he is the individual on the indictment, but she is going to at least adhere to procedure and say, okay, we're going to have an identity hearing.
You are hereby ordered to submit to processing by the marshals. They will go ahead and do that, even if it's necessary to do it involuntarily.
I would like to be heard on that matter. I don't consent to that under the United States Supreme Court ruling under Title 42, 2000.
Well, wait, that's... Okay, you first were about to cite a court case, but now you're citing the U.S. Code.
BB, the Religious Freedoms Restoration Act. It is against my religious objections. I do not do TB shots, or I do not do any unknown foreign substances into my body, and they're trying to force a TB test upon me is in violation of United States Code and Supreme Court rulings that say that if I'm not symptomatic, they can't force me against my will. I've never done a TB test. I don't consent to those now. It is against my rights as a human being given to me by my Creator not to give up my DNA.
A TB as in tuberculosis.
Which is in violation of the Fifth Amendment also, and it's in violation of the Universal Supreme Court Act of the Chilcotin Nation.
I don't think they're going to care about the Supreme Court Act of the Chilcotin Nation, which, by the way, is supposedly in Canada. I honestly don't even know if it's an actual tribe in Canada. But here's the thing. Well, the first off is the TB test is meant to draw blood to test whether he has TB. They're not forcing him to take a TB vaccination. So, however, he still has some fundamental rights of before the court can take his blood. However, with that said, the courts have already said that it is a proper, or they have upheld the requirement for inmates in federal prison to be tested for TB. So even then, so that's where we got it. So they're allowed to take his blood if they need to, either for TB test or for identity. Oh, excuse me.
I am not subject to the jurisdiction of this court. This court does not have jurisdiction over me.
The court does have jurisdiction over you. You are hereby ordered, and the marshals are hereby ordered, to process you, which would include the DNA and would include the fingerprinting and any other matters, and photographing, I assume.
I do not consent to this offer.
It doesn't make any difference.
I do not consent to this offer. I do not accept your offer.
It's not an offer. It's an order.
I do not. An order is an offer. I do not consent to these proceedings.
Okay, so the Chilcotin Nation is an actual recognized tribe. So basically, he and his group of assholes are co-opting an actual native tribe for their own sovereign citizen bullshit. Naturally.
I am the beneficiary, the living soul. I am not the corporate fiction. And this is after a corporate fiction. I'm a live man.
At this time, though, I am going to have Mr. Sharp advise you of what the charges are against Michael Wayne Parsons and the possible penalty on those charges. Mr.
Also, yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, there's no such thing as an order being an offer. Yeah, try violating a court order and see what happens.
Mr. Sharp?
Mr. Parsons, the grand jury seated in the District of Nebraska has returned a one-count indictment that charges you in that count with being a convicted felon in possession of a firearm, specifically described AR-15 rifle and over 600 rounds of ammunition. If you are convicted of that offense, it's punishable by up to 10 years in prison, up to a $250,000 fine, or both. There could also be up to a 3-year term of supervised release that could be imposed after any period of incarceration. Lastly, in the event of your conviction, there would also be a $100 special assessment that would be applied. Do you understand what you're charged with and what the possible penalties are?
I don't understand any of this because...
Of course you don't. This is for a weapons charge. He absconded while on here it is in January 2017. Parsons absconded while on pretrial release, awaiting trial on a new Tennessee state charges of being a felon in possession of a firearm. A warrant was issued in Tennessee for his failure to appear. On January 11th, 2017, Parsons piloted a small plane to the Arapahoe Airport located in Furnace County, Nebraska. It appears that Parsons was en route to the Chilcotin Nation in Canada that same day. Law enforcement officers triangulated Parsons' cell phone activity to the area surrounding the Arapahoe Airport. Parsons elected to sleep in the airport overnight and was arrested at the airport the next morning by officers from several state and federal agencies. Because the law enforcement officers mistakenly believed that Parsons arrived by motor vehicle, they did not impound or search Parsons' plane at the time of Parsons' arrest. It is undisputed that the plane remained in the hangar for approximately 2 months and that several people had access to the plane during this time. Ooh. On March 22nd, 2017, officers from the FBI searched the plane pursuant to a warrant and discovered an AR-15 style rifle, 3 fully loaded 30-round magazines, and additional ammunition. Items bearing Parsons' name, including an insurance application and a hangar receipt, were found near the gun. Parsons was charged with being a felon in possession of a firearm in violation of 18 U.S.C. Section 922 G1.
Because I'm not the Michael Wayne Parsons that you're seeking. That is a corporate fiction. And you said that you're referencing an AR-15. That's not what's listed in this sheet of paper in front of me for that corporate fiction. So you're reading into the record things that do not exist on this indictment. I object to the reading of this indictment that is fraud because Mr. Sharp did not read it as it is written.
All right.
Oh, no. Okay. Next, I have to read off this next paragraph. Parsons elected to proceed Hold on, Aaron. Parsons elected to proceed to trial pro se. The jury heard evidence related to the plane and its contents. The evidence included excerpts from 3 recorded jail calls made by Parsons prior to the search of the plane. During the recorded calls, Parsons alluded to items, which he referred to as gifts, and the nation's items that were left in the plane and that needed to be removed from the plane immediately. So the prosecution can make an inference right there. he didn't say guns. In fairness, he didn't say guns, but he knew that there was something in that plane that he wanted removed.
I'm going to advise you of your constitutional rights. You have the right to remain silent. What that means is you do not have to say anything about the charges in any court proceeding. You do not have to provide a statement to the government or anybody asking for information on behalf of the government.
Got to change
if you've
this.
already provided a statement, you do not have to say anything more. And if you ever start answering questions, you can stop answering those questions at any time. But you need to understand that what you choose to say to anyone other than your lawyer can and will be used against you. Do you understand your right to remain silent?
I don't understand any of this, nor do I waive any of my rights. My rights are not constitutional. They come from my Creator, God. They're recognized by the Constitution. The Constitution doesn't give me anything. This government doesn't give me anything.
Do you understand that you can remain silent if you want to?
I don't understand what you're doing because you don't have jurisdiction.
All right. You have the right to counsel, and if you cannot afford counsel, counsel will be appointed for you at no cost to you.
Oh, my God. Okay. So now we can get rid of the whole gun situation. Again, this is a motion. This is based on a motion by Parsons to dismiss the matter for failure to for lack of evidence.
Because they're afraid of being held accountable.
In the court summary, Parsons himself testified that he purchased a gun from Loven, and he admitted that the firearm found in the plane appeared to be the same gun that he purchased from Loven. Notwithstanding this admission, Parsons claimed to have traded the gun to a friend who later passed away.
Do you want an attorney?
I don't waive any of my rights.
Do you want an attorney? It's a yes or no question.
I don't waive any of my rights. Right. I don't understand what you're doing. That's the point of this whole matter is you're trying to bait and switch me from counsel to an attorney. They're two different things.
Nope.
Legal counsel
No, they're not.
and an attorney are two different things.
The only people that can represent you in this court as counsel are attorneys.
What form of court is this?
This is the United States District Court for the District of Nebraska.
And what form of court?
The United States District Court for the District of Nebraska.
That's not the form of court. Is this an admiralty court?
No.
Is this a constitutional court?
Yes.
So you're following the Constitution?
When I advise you that you have the right to an attorney, yes.
Do you recognize Article 3, Section 2 as an ambassador? You
I'm
don't
no
have
longer
jurisdiction
answering your
over me.
questions, sir.
Okay, just for the record, on the record, and let the record show, you cannot unilaterally designate yourself as an ambassador. Spoiler alert, your ambassadorship first needs to be recognized by the U.S. State Department, not some random-ass declaration by a bunch of asshats pretending to be Native Americans.
You're not following the Constitution if you're not recognizing Article 3.
I'm no longer answering your questions, sir, and I'm no longer listening to bogus arguments.
Then this court is rogue and it's a fraud. Everything that you do
you can
from
take
here
up
on,
in
you're
motion.
violating international law. You're committing war crimes right now by holding me. Now that you know that I'm an ambassador, you're holding me against my will. You're committing international war crimes. I have here a document proving my position as an ambassador of the Chilcotin Nation signed by the hereditary Grand Chief Stanley Stump Sr. himself.
Hereditary Grand Chief Stanley Stump Sr. All right, I have to look his name up. All right, well, we're going to continue on.
From January 1st, 2016, before the alleged charge against this fictitious entity, Ambassador Associate Justice Michael Parsons of the Chilcotin Nation, member of the Chilcotin National Congress of the country of Chilcotin, formerly British Columbia, Canada. Michael Parsons is not a U.S. citizen. Michael Parsons has diplomatic immunity based on the appointment to the position of ambassador by hereditary Grand Chief of the Chilcotin Nation, country of the Chilcotin, Stanley Stump Sr., on January 1st, 2016, and based on the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, Article 39, which states that upon appointment by the country to the position of ambassador, they are recognized and have diplomatic immunity. Ambassador Michael Parsons has been exonerated of all prior convictions and charges from the United States by the Universal Supreme Court of the Chilcotin, which under the rules of reciprocity and the Constitution of the Chilcotin Nation and National Congress must be upheld by the United States. And under Title 28, Section 1330, the United States is bound to uphold that order. Therefore, based on all the above, I, Hereditary Grand Chief Stanley Stump Sr., request immediate release of Ambassador Michael Parsons from detention in accordance with the Vienna Convention on Diplomacy.
Hold on. So I apologize. I need to reset because I wanted to hear what Stanley Stump Sr. says on his ambassador's behalf. But apparently these motherfuckers tried to make a claim that they were replacing British Columbia's sales tax with their own at a local town. And they thought they could actually pull that off?
By the Universal Supreme Court, based on the Vienna Convention, by a fictitious entity, Ambassador, you are committing international war crimes. I have here a document proving my position as an ambassador of the Chilcotin Nation, signed by the Hereditary Grand Chief Stanley Stump Sr. himself, from January 1st, 2016, before the alleged charge against this fictitious entity. Ambassador Associate Justice Michael Parsons of the Chilcotin Nation, member of the Chilcotin National Congress of the country of Chilcotin, formerly British Columbia, Canada. Michael Parsons is not a U.S. citizen. Michael Parsons has diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, so formerly British Columbia, Canada.
Based on the appointment to the position of ambassador by Hereditary Grand Chief of the Chilcotin Nation, country of the Chilcotin, Stanley Stump Sr., on January 1st, 2016, and based on the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, Article 39, which states that upon appointment by the country to the position of ambassador, they are recognized and have diplomatic immunity. Ambassador Michael 49, which states that upon appointment by the country to the position of ambassador, they are recognized and have diplomatic immunity.
No. You're skipping a step, asshole. Mr. Hereditary Grand Chief, motherfucker. Your nation still needs to be recognized by the State Department. Until you're recognized by the U.S. State Department, they're not going to care. You are not a recognized ambassador, and therefore you are not subject to the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations. You cannot unilaterally declare yourself a nation and then expect other nations to just recognize you out of the fucking blue.
Ambassador Michael Parsons has been exonerated of all prior convictions and charges from the United States by the Universal Supreme Court of the Chilcotin, which under the rules of reciprocity and the Constitution of the Chilcotin Nation and National Congress must be upheld by the United States. And under Title 28, Section 1330, the United States is bound to uphold that order. Therefore, based on all the above, I, Hereditary Grand Chief Stanley Stump Sr., request immediate release of Ambassador Michael Parsons from detention in accordance with the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations. I have a copy of my tribal card, my status card. It's blown up so that you may see it, and it clearly lists me as the ambassador of the Chilcotin Nation. I will enter that for the record, along with a copy of the letter from the Grand Chief Stanley Stump Sr. himself.
All right. You have the right to a jury trial. At that trial, you'll have the right to see and hear any witnesses who testify against you and to have them cross-examine on your behalf. You'll have the right to call witnesses for you, and if they will not come voluntarily, you can get a court order called a subpoena to make them come and testify. At the trial, you can testify yourself if you want to, or you can exercise your right to remain silent. If you remain silent at the trial, the jury will not be allowed to consider will not be allowed to consider your silence in deciding whether you are guilty. And at the trial, the government will not get a conviction against you unless it is able to prove to every single juror that you are guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. This case is set for I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. This case is set for trial, for a 5-day trial before Judge Gerard for February 20th. I'll order reciprocal discovery under Rule 16 to be exchanged within 14 days of today. Pre-trial motions need to be filed by January 17th. Any reason not to otherwise adopt the normal progression schedule, Mr. Sharp?
No, Your Honor.
Judge, I'm going to be out of the office during the week of February 20th, and I presume that we're going to have a jury trial. Would it be possible to move this up a week or two?
Sure. Actually, he is not requesting counsel, so I'm not sure that.
I have not waived counsel. I demand to maintain all of my rights. I've not waived anything.
Then you are appointed as counsel, and you'd like it earlier than that.
I
Is
would,
that
Judge.
right?
The
Yes,
problem
please.
we have is this gentleman has already told me he doesn't want this case. He said he's got plenty of cases, doesn't want this case because of the publicity, apparently.
I don't think it's because of that. How about February 12th?
I don't think that's the reason the defender does not want this case.
That would be great, Judge. Thank you.
I have no confidence in this individual. He is not given counsel.
Actually, can we go to February 5th?
Sure.
Because I suspect that even though it's scheduled for a 5-day trial, it may take longer.
Yes. February 5th. That sounds like a wonderful time.
Thank you.
One problem we also have is that the state has not shown any proof of a bond in this matter. Does the state have a bond in this matter?
No, that brings us to the issue of detention. What is the government's position?
Oh, yeah, okay, here's where they're going. He's going to make some sort of bullshit. He's going to make the typical, do they have a bond number that I can assign my fee schedule to? That sort of bond.
No, not that
Your
bond.
Honor,
I mean the
I'm
bond
asking
for
the
the
court
charge.
to take judicial notice of the pretrial services report. We
What's
are
up, Juan?
requesting detention both on flight risk and on danger to the community. In addition to what's in the pretrial services report, I would proffer to the court that prior to the events that led to the instant indictment, Mr. Parsons was awaiting trial in Tennessee on release with a bracelet which he cut off. Boarded
Facts
a
not in
plane
evidence.
and
Objection,
intending
Your
to
Honor. Those
fly
facts are not in
to
evidence.
the country of Canada when he stopped here in the state of Nebraska.
None of those
All of
facts.
those reasons we are asking for detention.
None of those facts are in evidence.
This
There's
is what
nothing in
we're
evidence
going-
to support that. That is not true.
This is what we're going to do.
There was nothing cut off.
If you'll allow me to speak, I am in charge.
Ooh.
Ma'am, I have a wife and a farm.
It doesn't make any difference how many wives you have or how many farms you have. The
Just
issue,
one for 33 years.
The issue for me is whether you pose a risk of flight and a risk of danger to the community if you are released.
Mm-hmm.
We're
I've never
looking
harmed-
at having a detention hearing. I'm looking at having that. And then also we have to deal with this TB test issue. There is Turner versus Safely gives you the 4 factors that I have to look at in determining whether I can.
We will get to the. I promise I will get to the super chats. We have about 4 minutes left in the hearing. We're almost done.
Order the TB test. I also need to find out from the marshals what their policy is, what the purpose of the policy is, what alternatives we have, those types of things. And so I'm kind of looking at doing the detention hearing on the afternoon of the 20th. Does that work?
Of December.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And Your Honor, if I could, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to
Judge, the 20th, Wednesday at what time were you?
I'm looking at 2:30. Does that work for everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. We'll do a detention hearing at 2:30, and I'd like to cover the TB issue at the same time. Between now and then, the marshals are entitled, if they choose to place him in segregation under the 8th Circuit law, that you cannot, under 8th Circuit law, you cannot expose other people to potential risk of tuberculosis inside of a penal institution. And if that is a concern for the marshal or for the Saline County Jail where he is being held, you may place him in segregation until we make a decision as to the merits under the Turner versus Safely criteria.
And currently I'm in segregation, and that's being addressed, Your Honor. And I do have with me a copy of my ordination. I'm an ordained minister, Native American minister, and the fact
Oh, of course he fucking is.
is that I've never done a TB test. It is against my religion. I don't do any drugs shots, nothing that I know is harmful. And the manufacturer of that shot does not, they state, they do not guarantee the safety or effectiveness of it because they can't guarantee what they put in there. That's
Oh my fucking god, he's an anti-vaxxer too.
the manufacturer. And
So your concern is about the shot itself and the pinprick test itself. Is that correct?
I don't put anything into my body that
Okay.
is potentially harmful or is not helpful. I've never done a TB test for that very reason. And the fact
Okay, look, I've never done a TB test either, I don't think. But that's because I've never had the need to do one.
is that I've been in locked up in the county jail in Phelps for 30 days, in LCC up the road here for going on a month and a half, and they had me in isolation for 10 days. They recognized, okay,
Because
he's
they're
not
afraid of being
symptomatic.
held accountable.
I went into general population. In Tipton County, they know that I don't do these shots, straight into general population. In the West Tennessee detention facility, I was in segregation, not so much because of the TB shot, but because of this false accusation of a flight risk. If Your Honor looks at the record, you'll see that on the false charge in Tipton County, the hearing that I did not attend was because I never had a directive to appear. Prior to that, for going on 2 years, every month I would show up in that courtroom like clockwork. I was out on a $500 bond. I live in the community with my wife. I've got a farm. We're easily accessible. The only thing is that they never gave me an order or directive or anything. I had no indication I was supposed to appear on that day.
Bullshit. I'm gonna call bullshit. Because again, he's here because he had a failure to appear.
Otherwise, I would have been there. I was working in my ministry with the Chilcotin Nation, working to help them get a timber deal so they can get their kids back from the foster system.
Oh my, of course.
All right. And
Hey, Led
Mr. Sharp,
Zeppelin.
I'm also by then we should have the DNA fingerprints, those types of things. So let's do the identity
Minnie.
hearing fully as well on Wednesday afternoon at 2:00.
Judge, I have one last issue. If I could pass this up to you. It's a letter that I tried to get faxed to you last week. I do have a suit, regular clothes as opposed to this. If I could request the graciousness of Your Honor to allow me to be in proper dress.
Everybody who is detained that comes before this court, this is their proper dress, and so you will be wearing that. Anything else that we need to take up at this time?
I mean, he could probably wear the suit at trial, but I mean, not in pre-trial. You're in your prison jumpers, man. Until trial.
No, Your Honor.
No, Judge.
We are in recess.
Okay, so that we are in recess. Okay, let's get to these super chats. I've missed a lot. Thank you very much, guys. I always appreciate it. Don't let other sovereign citizens tell you that I don't appreciate y'all's support. Smarty Marty, thank you very much. Woo, I made it. Thank you very much for being here, Smarty Marty. AZ the Kid, thank you very much for the $4.99 super chat. Robbie Anderson, $4.99. I'm an ambassador of my local Chipotle. Well, I mean, you know what? I'm not even gonna say anything about that. Well, I can respect that. Nathan, $5. Parsons was not part of the Chilcotin National was part of the Chilcotin National Congress, not the Chilcotin Nation. The CNC was selling memberships to bolster Summers. Yes, the Chilcotin National Congress is the name of the sovereign citizen BS, not the Chilcotin Nation, which is the actual tribe that they were co-opting. Kit 190, $2. Taser him, make him moist with taser. I don't think that's how tasers work, but appreciate the $2. $5 from the friggin' Pope. Thank you very much. For clarity, the Chilcotin are a legit tribe. Yes, they are. And the Stumps are natives. Oh, really? However, this nation of theirs is a splinter from the real tribal government. Okay, that's actually sad. That Stanley Stump Sr. is an actual member of the tribe, but he's turned to this sovereign citizen BS. But they are this splinter group. It seems like. Hank's Corner. $5. Happy PP Pain Day, everyone. I've heard the news. I might have to check that out later on. Robbie Anderson, thank you very much. $4.99. Is this a Wolf Hybrid Admiralty Court? No. It is a district court for the District of Nebraska. Don Fanning and Joshua Lee, thank you both for becoming members of the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Aaron, $5. There was one great thing about Zoom court hearings. The judge could just mute someone if they started to rant on. Sounds like this is in person. It is in person. This is from 2018. So this is long before our current state of affairs. Smitty, $2. Thank you very much, Smitty. Love your vids. Please keep them coming. I'll do my best. Although I will remind people, next Thursday I am off to Texas once again for my brother's wedding, and I will be back on Tuesday. And Sonia Garlic, thank you very much for the $5 New Zealand. Always appreciate your support, Sonia. Sue Hall, Jim Rhodes after Michael Parsons. Can we discuss Sue Holland? She's the Supreme Judge of the world according to the ambassador. So she's higher than Anna von Reitz, this Sue Holland character. Interesting. All right, next one. This one's a lot longer, but I will probably skip ahead parts if there's dead air to keep it going.
In case number 4:17 CR 3038, United States of America versus Michael Wayne Parsons. Counsel, please enter your appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jan Sharp, Assistant United States Attorney, appearing on behalf of the United States.
And John Vanderslice on behalf of Mr. Parsons. Judge, may I take up a preliminary matter?
Sure.
Before we go into anything else. I've spoken with Mr. Parsons about representing him, and I believe that there is a concern related to me entering my appearance and subjecting subjecting him to the jurisdiction of the court.
Oh, God, he's doing that again.
With Mr. Parsons about, for lack of a better way of saying it, about how he's playing his cards. Of course, he's perfectly entitled to have whatever beliefs that he feels are appropriate for his case and for life, as far as that's concerned. But I've told him that there are traditional ways of doing things on criminal cases in federal court in Nebraska, and that there are untraditional ways, such as what I perceive he's doing on his case. And I told him I've represented folks in the past that are tax protesters, posse comitatus, challenging the jurisdiction of the court, claiming UCC violations, things of that nature. And I've told him that what I have seen in that regard over the years is that folks who play their cards that way related to moving forward on their case typically fare very poorly in the criminal justice system. I've told Mr. Parsons that I respect his position to be able to present his case in any manner in which he chooses.
P. Barnes.
But I disagree with the way in which he wants to do it. One of the concerns that has been raised is that if I object, if I participate in the court hearings in the more traditional way, that it subjects him to the jurisdiction of the court. And as a consequence, I think that it's Mr. Parsons' position that he doesn't want me to do anything on his case. And in fact, he said just a short while ago that that's what I've been doing anyway, is nothing. And so I want the court to know, after our first court hearing 2 days ago, and then today, after having a chance to meet with Mr. Parsons, that I don't think that we have a good attorney-client relationship.
Probably not.
I don't see that getting better. And I've told Mr. Parsons that he has the absolute right to represent himself, which may be in his best interest. He tells me that he's never asked for the court to appoint counsel for him. And I said, well, that's probably true. I said, typically the way that it's done is that the court gets a financial affidavit from a person just to determine whether or not they can afford their own lawyer, and that's never been done on his case. And I told him typically what happens in the traditional way, that Ms. Baer, the person sitting in the front of the courtroom, does an interview with the person to see whether or not they can be released. But because he's got the Tennessee case that he owes time on, that isn't going to happen in this situation. So at this point in time, with that preface, I'm moving to withdraw from Mr. Parsons' case as his legal counsel.
Okay. My memory from the other day is that I said he had not requested counsel, and his response was, I'm asserting all of my rights, which I interpreted to be a request for counsel, and so I did appoint you. However, under the circumstances, you can withdraw as his counsel, but you are appointed as standby counsel. All right? Do you understand?
I do.
I would object to that because standby counsel is no counsel at all
Oh my God.
because I wouldn't have the first idea of what to ask him for him to be able to respond. With standby counsel's only duty to respond to questions, if I don't ask the right questions, I'm at a huge disadvantage. And as
Well,
fact is,
then figure out if you want an attorney or not. You haven't asked for an attorney. If until you ask for an attorney, fill out a financial affidavit, you're not getting an appointed attorney. If you don't want an attorney, that's fine.
Okay,
If
well,
you
it's
do
inter-
want an attorney, either hire one or fill out a financial affidavit, but you can't have it your way
Well, I
all
find-
the time.
Okay, well, I find it interesting that you appointed someone without. I was brought in here Monday, and I didn't know anything about the arraignment until I was brought here. I was given no advance notice, and if I could, there's some questions I've got regarding this whole
No.
matter.
Nope. The judge is like, fuck no, we're not playing that game.
No, I'm in charge of this hearing. The hearing begins at this point in time.
Well, I'm
with
not. Can I be
excuse me?
heard?
No.
Do I have a right to be heard?
No.
I
You'll
don't
be
have
heard.
a right to be heard.
You'll be heard at the end when I get done with the list of things that this hearing is noticed for. The hearing is noticed for an identity
Karen.
hearing, a hearing on the motion to compel, and a detention hearing.
That's
And
what
so at
today
this
is.
time, Mr. Sharp, you may proceed. I'd like to hear about the identity hearing first.
Your Honor, the United States would call Monty Chaplesky to testify.
Mr. Chaplesky?
Please state your full name for the record and spell your last name for me.
My first name is Monty, M-O-N-T-E. My last name is Chaplesky, C-Z-A-P-L-E-W-S-K-I.
Thank you. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I ask to have access to a pen to be able to take notes with, and
Yes.
I
Thank you.
suppose,
The
yeah.
ability to actually write stuff down, because right now I'm shackled as such that I can't even barely pick up my glasses.
Okay, it'll take a minute. I'm going to get another key to get that. Okay, so just for a couple minutes.
Yes, you may.
Handcuffs off.
I do want to point to this next next two paragraphs real quick, in case you didn't check this out. This is, again, as a reminder, this is a decision handed down by the 8th Circuit in, I believe this was January 2020. Yep, January 2020, on Parsons' appeal on the basis that there was insufficient evidence to convict. The court says the following. Here, on 2 occasions, Parsons himself provided the evidence to support a finding that he knowingly possessed the firearm or gun. First, in the recorded jail calls when he referenced items that needed to be removed from the plane, and second, when he admitted at trial that the gun looked like the firearm he purchased from Levan. Levan testified that it was the same gun he sold to Parsons in Alabama in 2008. Parsons claimed that the firearms present on the plane piloted by him to Nebraska is a surprising and inexplicable coincidence strains credulity. Parsons had dominion over the plane when he flew to Tennessee to Nebraska. The gun was found near personal items that belonged to Parsons, and Parsons had recently absconded from Tennessee while awaiting trial on the state charge for being a felon in possession of a firearm. Taken together, there was sufficient evidence to establish a nexus between Parsons and the gun. The district court did not err in denying Parsons' Rule 29 motion for judgment of acquittal. And that's it. We're done. And we're done here. That's it. Oh, that's right. I found a fucking hilarious sovereign
proceed.
citizen.
We did swear him in, correct? Okay, you may proceed.
Sir,
Case.
you
I'll have
tell
to
us
show
who
it to
you
you
work
guys.
I'm a special agent with the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
how long have you been so employed?
I've been employed with the FBI for approximately 16 years.
Where are you currently assigned?
Grand Island, Nebraska, resident agency.
Does your area of geographic responsibility also include Arapahoe, Furnace County, Nebraska?
Yes, sir.
Have you been involved in the investigation?
I found it. I'll have to
Done.
read it to you guys. It's fucking amazing. After this.
Investigation through contact. The FBI Memphis Field Division had contacted our office requesting assistance in locating a fugitive.
And the name of that fugitive was what?
Michael Parsons.
Why is it that the Nebraska FBI offices were being brought into the case?
During the course of the investigation that FBI Memphis was conducting, there were current charges pending in state court in Tennessee against Mr. Parsons. Mr. Parsons had failed to show up for his appearance, and a warrant was issued subsequent to that. There were the FBI Memphis employed some techniques to utilize to try to track and locate Mr. Parsons. That location was near Arapahoe, Nebraska.
All right. Did you actually participate in the arrest of the individual known as Michael Wayne Parsons?
Yes, sir.
What was the date of that?
That was January 12th, 2017.
And where was that at?
That was at the Arapahoe, Nebraska airport.
Okay. And did you personally see a person that was taken into custody that day?
Yes.
Do you see that individual seated in the courtroom today?
Yes, sir.
Can you point to where he's seated and describe what he's wearing?
It would be the defendant, Mr. Parsons. He is wearing an orange pant and shirt. He has glasses, long black hair, and a mustache.
Your Honor, may the record reflect the witnesses identified.
Mustache.
It does.
And did you obtain a name or any identifying information from Mr. Parsons on the date that he was taken into custody?
Yes, sir.
Was it given to you orally or through some documentation that had been seized?
There were documents, to wit, there were several mailings, there were identification cards in Mr. Parsons' immediate location where he was arrested.
First of all, do you have exhibit number 2 in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Can you identify what exhibit number 2 is?
Exhibit number 2 is a photograph of Mr. Parsons, Michael Parsons, that was taken at the Furnace County Jail almost immediately after his arrest and transport to Beaver City, Nebraska.
Okay, and does that fairly and accurately portray the way he appeared on the date of his arrest?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I would offer exhibit number 2.
Any objection?
Objection.
Okay. Let's hear what his objection is to the photograph.
And the basis?
Did you take this photograph, sir?
You may answer.
No, sir, I was present.
No, but I was present when it was taken.
You were present when this photograph was taken?
Yes, sir, I was present there when you were being processed.
You witnessed this photograph being taken?
I was there when that photograph...
Did you
and your-
witness this photograph being taken, yes or no?
I think he answered the question. His answer was yes.
Did you witness this photograph being taken? He hasn't answered the question. The fact is he didn't witness this photograph being taken, did you?
Your Honor, I object to that on relevance grounds.
You might have been in the
The question
building.
is whether or not this
might have
fairly
been
and
in the-
accurately portrays the way he appeared on the date of his arrest.
He might have been in the building, but he didn't witness the photograph being taken, so he cannot identify the authenticity of the photograph where it was taken. That's
Objection
the
is overruled. Exhibit 2 is received.
Now remember what here. Listen to what the prosecutor says though.
Photograph being taken, yes or no?
I think he answered the question. His answer was
Did
yes.
you witness this photograph being taken? He hasn't answered the question. The fact is he didn't witness this photograph being taken, did you?
Your Honor, I object to that on relevance grounds.
You might have been in the
The question
building.
is whether or not this
might have
fairly
been
and
in the-
accurately portrays the way he appeared on the date of his arrest.
See, that's what it was. That's what it was. The question isn't about necessarily who took the photo. It was about whether or not the photo is an accurate portrayal of how Parsons looked the date of his arrest, not about who took the photograph.
He might have been in the building, but he didn't witness the photograph being taken, so he cannot identify the authenticity of the photograph where it was taken.
Someone's been watching Liar Liar recently with Jim Carrey.
Received.
You made reference to the fact that there were also some documentary items that were found in proximity to where the individual known as Michael Wayne Parsons was taken into custody. Do you have exhibit number 3 in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Can you identify what exhibit number 3 is?
It is a photograph of an identification card that states country of Chilcotin, Chilcotin identification.
Of course he has a Chilcotin ID card.
Okay, and does it have a person, and I'm not asking you to read off of it just yet, but does it have a person's name on it?
Yes, sir.
And does it also have a photograph of someone?
Yes, it does.
Have you seen this item before today?
Yes, sir.
Where did you see it before?
At the scene of the arrest.
Okay, specifically where?
It was on a table that was laid out on a table as items were being photographed.
Judge, could I have just a moment, please?
Certainly.
Sorry.
Thank you.
What's up, Kate?
Was that in the same room where Michael Wayne Parsons was taken into custody?
Yes, sir.
And does that fairly and accurately portray that identification card that you've described?
Yes, sir.
Is it correct that there's also another item that is reflected in there?
Yes.
And what's the other item that's reflected in there?
There is, looks like there are a Walmart gift card, Sam's Club possibly, and then a receipt. It looks like a receipt. I can't exactly tell what it's for.
Of the items that are in there, the one I specifically want to ask about is the Chilcotin identification card. Does that fairly and accurately portray the way it appeared on the date of its seizure, other than the fact that it's in black and white?
Yes, sir.
I would offer Exhibit 3, Your Honor.
Any objection?
And you identify this card as one where it lists...
You need to answer my question. Any objection?
Objection.
What is the basis of the objection?
How did you obtain this photograph?
What is the basis?
This isn't cross-examination. You need to have a basis for the objection of entering it as an exhibit. That doesn't mean you can cross-examine the witness.
Basis of the objection. You have to give me a evidentiary basis for the objection.
I don't believe he's actually identified how he obtained the photograph.
He need not do so. That is not a requirement.
That is not the issue. The issue is whether or not the photograph fairly and accurately represents the identification cards and the Sam's Club gift cards and whatever the fuck that he saw on that day.
If I don't know when and how the photograph was taken, I don't know if it is relevant to this case.
Any other objections? You've raised relevancy and foundation. Anything else? Objections overruled. Exhibit number 3 is received.
You've made reference to the fact that this has some writing on it, and just for clarity in the record, how is the nature of the document described on exhibit number 3?
The nature is it's stating that it's an identification card in a person's name.
Issued by what issuing agency?
By the country of Chilcotin and the Chilcotin National Congress.
And is it correct that in the bottom right-hand corner there's a photograph?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize who's portrayed in that photograph?
Yes, sir.
Who is that?
That would be Michael Parsons.
And is he, in fact, identified by name on that document?
Yes, sir.
As in what capacity, or by what name?
Michael, M-I-C-H-A-E-L, Wayne, W-A-Y-N-E, Parsons, P-A-R-S-O-N-S.
Does he have any official designation that's listed on that card?
Yes.
What is that?
It states that the position is ambassador/justice/diplomat.
Oh yeah, he's also a justice in the Chilcotin Congress, Supreme Court. The fucking chutzpah on this guy.
Is it correct that as part of this investigation, there was a search warrant that was seized at a later time?
Yes, sir. The search warrant was served at a later time.
How much later?
That was, as I recall, I believe that was approximately a month and a half later, roughly.
Okay. Where was it executed?
It was executed at the Arapahoe Airport in the north hangar.
Specifically within anything contained in that hangar?
Yes, sir.
Where's that?
That was inside of a Piper, I believe that was a Piper aircraft, a 1964 Piper aircraft.
Why did you seek a search warrant to search that aircraft?
We had developed information leading us to believe there was probable cause to believe that there were firearms.
I keep just getting distracted by myself by looking up this shit, but take a look at this travel ID. Oh my god. Look at this travel ID. It says living man James Webb self-aware. Okay. I like to think that most humans are self-aware. But look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Oh my god. No, wrong button. No! There we go. It has date of birth
because they're afraid
9/17 61, but it's also hearsay. It's hearsay because he wasn't there when he was born, so it's hearsay evidence. And then shut up, Foster. And then expires the day James Webb expires. All right.
That airplane, as well as possibly documents that would have shown travel to Canada, as well as documents relating to the Chilcotin Nation.
During your investigation, had you developed any information that tied Michael Wayne Parsons to that airplane?
Yes, sir.
Where did you get that information from?
The initial information came from the FBI Memphis office when Mr. Parsons was not located, when he didn't show up for his state trial. When the information was passed to FBI Grand Island, it was not known at the time of his arrest, that he was in an airplane. That information was not known to law enforcement. When it was found out later, I believe that day of the arrest, that he was in that airplane, FBI Memphis then started tracking and trying to obtain documents from both the FAA as well as the previous seller of that. So they conducted an interview of the previous seller of that aircraft.
Do you remember that individual's name?
I'm sorry, I don't.
Did he identify who it was that the airplane had been sold to?
He identified Michael Parsons.
Okay. Did you also conduct any other interviews that tied Mr. Parsons to that airplane?
Yes, there were. I conducted an interview of a gentleman, as I recall, by the name of Stephen Sweat. I believe it was SWEAT, who, as I recall, had...
The witness.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you want it marked as an exhibit, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
It's a duplicate of what they've already got as an exhibit M3. It's just a larger version, but it's just for... All I'm trying to just point out is that the name is clearly an upper and lower case. May I be provided...
All right, hold on. I skipped ahead, but
the
now we're getting
to the contents
some
of the plane and
juicy bits.
identification are totally remote. Identification.
Yeah, and I understand your argument being that you need the date, and so.
Your Honor, the date that...
Case number.
I'm sorry, the case number is 4:17 MJ 3029.
Okay, just one moment. The date of that warrant was issued was March 20th of 2017. The warrant returned. The warrant was executed on March 27th of 2017, and the warrant return was provided to the court on March 30th of 2017. I believe that answers that particular issue for you, sir.
May I be provided a copy of this warrant?
It's not relevant to this particular proceeding. The
No,
dates,
that's the whole point. It's not the warrant and the contents of the plane. None of that is relevant. I agree, totally. It's not.
The dates are what you said you needed, and I've provided you with the dates. You may proceed.
I would move that the court strike all the information regarding the plane and the content of the plane, since the court's already agreed that it is irrelevant to this identification.
It's not.
Oh, come on! Oh, you piece of shit! You gonna try? Okay. Now you're insulting the judge's intelligence by trying to play this bullshit at fucking trick. Bullshit. Fuck off with that shit. Fuck off. Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Probably going to be irrelevant to the next portion of this hearing, which is the detention hearing. May I take you to? We can either put the two hearings together or not.
I would say they're two separate issues, simply because identification is one. And the point of me bringing this up is that the indictment is against an all-capital letter juristic person. The U.S. Printing Style Manual clearly says that in all courts in this United States of America, any name in all capital letters indicates a corporation or a trust, not a live human being. I'm a live human being. This is an upper and lower case, is it not, sir?
Shut the fuck up.
You may answer his question.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I can read everything from there, sir.
May I pass this up to the witness, please?
The courtroom deputy will assist you in bringing it up to the witness.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Did you want it marked as an exhibit, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
It's a duplicate of what they've already got as an exhibit in 3. It's just a larger version, but it's just for... All I'm trying to just point out is that the name is clearly an upper and lower case, which is indicative of a live human being. And what the court's indictment is presenting is for a corporate entity or a trust. Otherwise, it would have that name listed in upper or lower case. And that is not me. I am not that juristic person. That's what I argued the other day.
So your argument is because the caption of this case is, in the caption lists the defendant in all caps, that makes it something other than a individual person? Is that your argument?
Oh, no, ma'am. No.
$5 a month.
How is that not your argument? It sounds really fucking stupid when it's said out loud and on open record, doesn't it? At least it should to any rational human being, that if your name is in all caps, it suddenly means something other than you, the individual. For fuck's sake, where do I know where these fuckers get this shit from, but for fuck's sake, I have to ask the question rhetorically.
Ma'am, an individual person is a corporation or trust. It's not a live human being.
What?
That's the point. What you're saying is a corporate trust, and you're absolutely correct. They're coming after a corporate trust. I'm not that corporate trust.
All right. You may proceed with your questioning.
You too, Juan? I must have missed that in my 3 years of law school, that apparently writing somebody's name in all caps means a fucking corporation and not you. God damn it, the individual.
You said you had interviewed Steve Sweat.
I conducted a telephonic interview.
Okay. And Steve Sweat, as you said that he had an interest in the aircraft.
Yes, and I would have to refer back to my interview report for the specifics.
Okay. Is he now in possession of the aircraft?
That I don't know.
Okay. And the contents of the aircraft, have y'all been able to identify how it got there at any point?
Can you be more specific on which content, sir?
Any of it.
Would that be the firearm, or would that be
anything at all? Anything at all in the aircraft? Is there any way that you have any proof of how it got in the plane?
Are those the documents that are issued? There were documents that were printed out in the name of Patricia Parsons. Are you talking about those documents?
Well, let's start with the gun. Do you know how the gun got in the plane? If there was a gun there, do you know how it got there?
What does the gun's presence in the plane have anything to do necessarily with the identity of you, Michael Wayne Parsons?
I was present during the execution of the search warrant and the recovery of the firearm.
Do you know how the weapon got into the plane? The alleged weapon, do you know how it got into the plane?
No, sir.
Do you know when it was put in the plane?
Before we executed the search warrant.
Okay, so in other words, you don't know the exact date or time to any certainty. And earlier you said that this warrant was conducted a month after my arrest, which I thought was February the 12th, and now it's actually a month and more later. It's 2 months and days. That's a long time for a plane to sit there without somebody having the ability to get in and out of it. Certainly it seems it's logical that with the plane was unlocked, I presume. Is that right? Yeah.
Well, first, if I may, Mr. Parsons, you had stated that I stated it was a month. I believe I would have to review my testimony. I believe I thought I said it was close to a month and a half.
Yes, sir,
it was at
that's
some
right.
point in time, so my apologies for being off by another 2 weeks on that. So,
Hey, Megan.
I can tell you there was a constant dialogue
Hi,
with
Megan.
law
Well, it's actually
enforcement there.
It's 4 weeks difference.
I can do the math on the time. Go ahead.
Okay. We were in constant dialogue with local law enforcement about the security of the aircraft, and there were steps that we were taking to try to proactively ensure that the aircraft was secured prior
But
to the
the
execution.
local law enforcement wasn't aware of the aircraft's existence for what, a month or so?
We being law enforcement collectively, and then specifically the local sheriff's office, was informed. I believe it was roughly around the time that you were being processed that we received the information. So it was the date of the arrest that you had flown the airplane to Arapahoe.
Okay, who says that I flew a plane to Arapahoe?
That would be Mr. Waverka. Mr. Waverka approached Sheriff Kurt Kapperman when the sheriff and myself and other agents were at lunch, and pulled Sheriff Kapperman to the side and indicated that he understood that you had been arrested, and that the information was in law enforcement and the circles, the social circles in the town of Arapahoe, was that we in law enforcement were looking for a vehicle. As I recall, I believe it was a gray, possibly a Ford Taurus. Mr. Waverka told Sheriff Kapperman, from what I recall, from what Sheriff Kapperman told me, was that Mr. Waverka said there was no car, he flew an airplane. And that airplane, I can tell you, I had witnessed at the time of your arrest when I went in to clear that hangar for any other persons. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay, so what you just said, I'll rephrase it. If I'm not mistaken, you said that it was actually Sheriff Kapperman that told you what he claims Waverka told him, and not actually Waverka telling you that he ever saw me fly anything. Waverka never told you that he saw me fly anything, did he?
Okay, that's your question, is that the sheriff never...
Did Mr. Waverka personally tell you that he saw me fly anything?
No, sir.
Has
No.
anyone ever told you that they've ever seen me fly anything?
No, sir. Not that I recall.
No further questions.
All right. Any redirect?
You interviewed Mr. Waverka very late in this investigation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Whether or not he said he had personally seen Mr. Parsons seated in the airplane, did he tell you nonetheless how Mr. Parsons arrived at the Arapahoe airport?
Yes, sir.
What did he tell you?
He told us that he had arrived in that airplane in Arapahoe after previously, I believe, landing in Cambridge, Nebraska.
Ooh. Oh, well done. Well done, prosecutor. Well done.
And then flying from Cambridge Airport to Arapahoe.
He being Michael Wayne Parsons?
Yes, sir.
No further questions on this issue, Your Honor.
You may step down.
Redirect, please.
No redirect to my
Well, he
court.
brought up another issue.
I know.
The issue was involving you flying a plane, or you allegedly flying a plane.
No, we didn't. You may step down.
Your Honor, I do intend to call him on the issue of detention, so...
Yeah, we're taking these one at
Okay.
a time. So
That's all I have on the issue of detention, Your Honor.
All right. On the issue of identification, do you have anything further you'd like to say, sir, on the issue of identification? Other than what you said the other day, do you have anything further you want to present on the issue of identification?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I have a notice to the court from the hereditary Grand Chief Stanley Stump Sr. This is actually to Tennessee, but it's dated March 12th of 2016, where it identifies me as a Chilcotin tribal member, the associate justice of their court system, an ambassador, and as he put it, as a diplomat and dignitary of the Chilcotin Nation, Ambassador Associate Justice Michael Wayne Parsons is free from the jurisdiction of all Tennessee and U.S. courts. I'd like to present this as an exhibit.
Do you have any other?
Okay, let me put it this way. Diplomatic immunity can only go so far, right?
Others that you'll be presenting, because I'm going to have Ms. Bierbauer come and collect them all. Any other exhibits?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Like, for example, somebody who is an actual ambassador cannot go on a fucking killing spree. An ambassador from the UK cannot go on a killing spree in the middle of downtown Manhattan and get away with it. That, you know, there are limits to diplomatic immunity.
Why don't we just get them all identified and we'll get them all marked? But Jerry, you can stay seated until he's identified them all, and then we'll mark them. Okay, you may proceed.
Should I reference a number as we go?
You don't have to. We'll put numbers on, and then I'll identify which number went with which exhibit. But go ahead and explain what other exhibits you'd like.
And given the facts that I'm confined to a jail cell without the access to printers and copiers and such, is there any way I can actually get a copy of the file here? Because
yes,
I've not been provided that as such. I also have a bio that I've had published for some time, and it lists me also as the ambassador of the sovereign Chilcotin Nation, as well as my credentials in my ministry that I've been in. I will include that for identification purposes. The Declaration of a New Country of the country of the Chilcotin, which was issued to Ben Ki-moon, the former Secretary General of the United Nations, was issued by Grand Chief Stanley Stump Sr., and it was I who presented it to General Ben Ki-moon of the United Nations.
All right.
Otherwise acknowledging me as their ambassador.
Okay.
I also have for the court a copy of the Chilcotin National Congress's Universal Supreme Court, a reasons for judgment regarding the review and evaluation and expungement of the case from Tennessee, which everything hinged on from 2009, where they did a review and overturned that decision in their international court. The international court in The Hague already has a copy of this. It's taking longer than one would hope.
Okay, so what he's saying that his bullshit nation's or Congress's court issued a decision and then submitted that decision to The Hague, and The Hague hasn't responded to it at all, of course, because of course they haven't.
However, initially it has been said that they are of the same mind that I was falsely charged, falsely convicted, when an unknown man to me and my wife shot 29 times at me and my wife and shot and killed our dog right in front of us. And for me yelling at him to stop shooting, to put his gun down, I was charged with aggravated assault and sentenced to 7 years in prison because I dare expose, at least in Tipton County, Tennessee, how they're rigging elections.
No, okay.
There's an amended order that is attached that I will also include that shows the response of the court correcting the date from the original order from 2007. It was a typographical error. I would include that as well. Also listing me at that point just an individual, just a human being, not a corporate entity, not a trust, and at that time, not a Chilcotin tribal member nor an ambassador. But it was through that observation and verification of the facts in that case, they discovered someone that they could trust that would stand and fight when others would remain seated and not speak out against corruption. And that's why they've adopted me, and that's why they've made me their ambassador, for no other reason than the fact that I'm brutally honest and I'm not trying to hurt anybody but help people. I also have with me, given the fact that I was assaulted the other day when I was thrown into the floor into the courtroom, I have a letter from a physician for me from January 30th of this year, referencing the fact that I had sustained several broken ribs, malnutrition at the hands of the Tipton County Jail while I was incarcerated there for 6 months, lost significant weight, and that given his knowledge of me and the abuses I've suffered over the past several years with Tipton County, that he's treated me for as a naturopathic physician.
Of course he was treated as of course a naturopath treated this motherfucker. Of course he did. And I'm sorry, 3 broken ribs? This was not too long ago. I've had the feeling that it takes a long time for rehab for 3 broken ribs.
It was his personal opinion that law enforcement,
A fucking naturopath. Of course, a fucking naturopath.
officials in Tipton County, Tennessee,
You might as well fucking say like a goddamn witch doctor.
have a
Yeah.
personal vendetta against Mr. Parsons, and that his very life could be at risk if he were reincarcerated at one of their facilities. This again identifies me as someone who has been abused by a corrupted government system.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but can you explain to me how any of that is relevant to who you are, which is what we're here for right now?
Well, I'm asserting to this court that I am a live man. Corporations and trusts don't have
I
feelings.
don't doubt that. I agree that you're a live man.
That's the purpose of it.
Okay.
That's it. Just in a nutshell, I'm a live man, and a corporation or trust, which is what I'm asserting, the United States of America Corporation, which it's a corporation listed on Dun & Bradstreet. I've got the Dun
Of course, it's a corporation listed on Dun & Bradstreet.
numbers here. More than happy to display them to the court if they need it. So I know what's going on.
It's irrelevant, asshole.
The fact is, I'm not trying to hurt people. I'm just trying to help people stand on their own feet. Would
you like the courtroom deputy to have those brought up?
Is that before or after you tried to kidnap somebody?
Up here so that I can mark them and put them into evidence.
Or, excuse me, you didn't try to, you conspired to kidnap somebody. I should be correct in my language. You conspired to kidnap somebody, a public official.
Yes.
Or are you done? Are you not done?
I have just a couple more.
Okay.
The next is the Chilcotin Nation letter of appointment and tribal membership. This is where I was duly appointed as their associate justice of their court system, and also made a full tribal member, signed by the Grand Chief Stanley Stump Sr. as well. Next is a letter of declaration, because there's another entity out there claiming to be the Chilcotin National Government. It seems as though...
Yes, I have here on here. He was later sentenced, by the way, in December 2018. According to the District Court of Nebraska, Parsons claimed to be a citizen, not a citizen official. He was, however, still expected in court at Tipton County, Tennessee, in January 2017 to face charges of being a felon in possession of weapons. His record includes theft, burglary, aggravated kidnapping, and aggravated assault. When Parsons didn't show... Yeah, he doesn't want to hurt anybody, y'all. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. But his record, theft, burglary, aggravated kidnapping, and aggravated assault. He was arrested by local, state, and federal officials with an LAR-14 assault rifle and 700 rounds of ammunition. He was extradited to Tennessee in March 2017. Following his arrest, another individual identified then as SH issued orders demanding his release from jail. SH indicated that she was the Chief Justice of the Universal Court of the Chilcotin Nation in British Columbia, Canada. Parsons claimed he was a Master Associate Chief Justice of the country Chilcotin. On September 17, back in Tennessee, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison for missing his January court date. Also on Tennessee on September 1st, Parsons' wife, Patricia, pleaded guilty to aiding and abetting solicitation to kidnap the Nebraska sheriff who helped arrest her husband, as well as a Tennessee judge. On December 1st, 2017, Pat Parsons was sentenced to 60 months in federal prison for her part in a scheme to kidnap Sheriff Kapperman and Judge Joe Walker III, the presiding judge in Tipton County, Tennessee. But he doesn't want to hurt nobody.
Groups can create a club and put the word government in their name and expect people to believe that they're in charge. Well, the Chilcotin National Government, on their own website, it lists that they are a society of elected chiefs from 6 other bands within the Chilcotin Nation, and that they're there only to support these other groups, that they do not speak for them. On their own website, clearly says they do not speak for these other entities. They're all independent. That's the key thing. In Native American tradition, it's linear. We're all equal, all of us. No one is above the other. In the white man's world, it's vertical. Everyone has somebody above them that they have to respond to. In our culture, our Creator is the only one above us. That's where this fictitious sovereign citizen colony that the U.S. Marshal Service has hatched comes from.
Oh yeah? Oh, yeah?
They've accused me and other people that have been adopted into the Chilcotin Nation of being a sovereign citizen group.
You're hitting all the fucking bingo cards, man.
And that's the biggest lie there is. The Chilcotin are a sovereign people. They're not a colony. They're not citizens. They're not sovereign. Whatever a sovereign citizen is, we're not that.
All right. Do you have any other documents you want to present on the issue of identification?
I have my official birth certificate, which identifies me from the time of my birth in upper and lowercase letters. And it identifies me as a live human being, not a corporation. And as such, this is the document, according to my friend Trey Hargett, who is the Secretary of State of Tennessee.
All right.
That he understands, and I understand what's going on. They've created a trust that funds are drawn from, and that's why it's in all capital letters, because the trust is where the money is. That's what they're coming after, not me. And that's my position, is that the court does not like jurisdiction over trust and corporations. Certainly they do, because the state issues those charters for them to function, but not a live man. This court is a function of a corporation. It is not over me as a live man, and that's why I demand to be released, because the court does not have jurisdiction over live men, but things. I'm not a thing. And the last thing, piece of documentation, this would be a
I don't know how I can go on with this, guys.
Of my ordination as a Native American minister.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
And it's a big thing.
Is there any objection to any of them, Mr. Sharp?
I would like to see the birth certificate, but for purposes of this hearing, no. Thank you.
Mark him individually. Just do him as one of
to all United States of America authorities, this court would be part of that. It was written on April 24th of this year, and it references Ambassador and Associate Chief Justice Michael Parsons is a Chilcotin tribal member and member of the Chilcotin National Congress in the country of Chilcotin, formerly British Columbia, Canada. Michael Parsons is not a U.S. citizen. Michael Parsons has diplomatic immunity based on his appointment to the position of ambassador by hereditary Grand Chief of the Chilcotin Nation, country of Chilcotin. And I should stop here and mention that the nation is Chilcotin, T-S-I-L-H-Q-O-T-I-N. They pronounce it Silcotin. The white man says Chilcotin. They have in turn...
Then why are you pronouncing it like the white man?
Because of trying to make peaceful relations with this country as well as others, created the country of Chilcotin, which was the new country served upon the United Nations. And it's spelled C-H-I-L-C-O-T-I-N. That's the way that the white man has spelled the native term Chilcotin for over 100 years, even in the book that most of us read in the 10th grade, Call of the Wild by Jack London.
Oh my God!
References Buck the dog running through the Chilcotin territory. That's what this is the Chilcotin Nation.
Oh, shut the fuck up! Oh, what the fuck? Did he just fucking reference Jack London? God damn it! Am I in 7th grade
Yes,
again?
you may. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Beerbauer. Thank you, Mr. Vanderslice.
Oh,
What did I read? The Call of the
sitting right here in
Wild.
front of me. And this was the one that Your Honor will probably want to see. This is the one
And White
from the
Fang.
U.S. State Department, or as they refer to it, the Department of State. And this is the confirmation of my A1 diplomatic visa.
Oh my
they have
God!
me listed as ambassador and public minister.
Wait.
Sitting right here in front of me. And this was the one that Your Honor will probably want to see. This is the one from the U.S. State Department, or as they refer to it, the Department of State. And this is the confirmation of my A1 diplomatic visa. They have me listed as ambassador and public minister for the country of Chilcotin, Chilcotin Nation. And unfortunately, as you'll notice, they spell the name in all capital letters because the way Washington works, everything they do is in all capital letters. Now, I'm not stipulating that I become an entity because of their...
Oh, wait. So he claims to have an actual visa from the State Department recognizing his diplomatic status, but because it says it's in all caps, he has a conundrum before him, because having an actual recognized diplomatic A1 visa of diplomatic recognition would actually help his case here. But if it's in all caps, oh no, he's got to recognize that he is the all caps name on the fucking identity. Oh no, he's in a fucking conundrum now.
On this in no certain terms, I'm just clarifying that
he wants to have his cake and eat it too.
they have been so conditioned to having everything set up for this corporate trust
Shut
system
the fuck up.
that even in their visas, that's how they have it listed, though they recognize that I'm not a corporate entity or a trust. That's just the way their system is set up. But this is the printout from their webpage. It's still on the website, but this is a verification of a confirmation of a A1 diplomatic visa with all the numbers attached. And I would also present that as an exhibit of proof of my credentials as an ambassador of the Chilcotin Nation, country of the Chilcotin.
All right.
May I approach, Judge?
Yes, you may. I believe that'll be exhibit number 113. So we have a gallery of people back there that are waiting for their 3 o'clock and 3:30 hearings.
This is my drink, by the way.
I will state, and one of them being rather ill. What I'm going to do is we are going to conclude the identity hearing, take a brief break, let those folks get done, and then we'll finish this up. I happen to know Ms. Milburn is rather ill because she's been ill for a few days. So hang on, we're not quite done with this hearing. 9th of 2000, number 106, 2016 letter from the Chilcotin Nation National Congress. Exhibit 104 is the document filed on January 9th of 2017, which is a reasons for judgment from the Chilcotin Nation. Number 105 is it's stamped dated March 20th of 2016, the Chilcotin National Congress document signed by the Honorable Chief Judge. Number 106 is a document signed by Dr. Bradley Frieza, dated January 30th of 2017. Number 107 is the Chilcotin National Congress document filed stamped December 13, 2015. It says 2015. By the Hereditary Grand Chief in 13, which is the Indigenous Traditional Organization and Native American Church of Nemanha. Number 111 is a document dated April 13 is
She's going through the rest
confirmation of non-immigrant visa application. Let's see if I got. Number 13
Hold
is a confirmation of non-immigrant visa application. Let's see if I got. It's got a date on here.
I think it's around January
Completed.
19th.
It was the document. The confirmation itself was completed on January 19, 2017.
Yeah, it takes them about a month to complete
Okay.
those things.
Any objections to exhibits 101 through 113?
Okay, so what he provided was the confirmation that he submitted an application for the visa, but not the visa itself. I'm not sure there.
For the identification hearing.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Exhibits 101 to 113 are received. Any additional evidence, sir, on the issue of identification?
No, ma'am.
All right. Anything in reply?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I do find that the defendant who is seated here is
Shut up, Gary.
Michael
I see what you did there. I know exactly what you're talking
Wayne
about,
Parsons, based upon the evidence that has been presented at this time. We're going to recess at this point in time as to this case number and move on to case numbers, the cases that were supposed to be before me at 3 o'clock and at 3:15, and we'll reconvene as to Mr. Parsons, the detention hearing, and the motion to compel immediately thereafter. We are in recess.
Okay, so apparently these two aren't even the total amount for I thought this was for the full detention hearing and the identification hearing, so I can't deal with it anymore. I apologize. I can't. I really can't. I'm already done. So we're going to have to make this a well, I already knew the Michael Wayne Parsons saga is going to be a multi-part episode to deal with because there's both the pre-trial hearings as well as the actual trial itself. But I did want to point out this case to you guys, only because it's not related to Mr. Parsons. It's more of a it's a little bit of a palate cleanser, if you will. But I love this opinion because the judge clearly had a little bit of fun, a little bit of levity with his opinion. So this is a 1986 tax case. It's a tax protester case. Coleman versus Commissioner 791 F2D 68, 1986. Court of Appeals for the 7th Circuit. Let me have a little bit of water. Hold on. Esterbrook, Circuit Judge, along with Judges Wood and Flom. Some people believe with great fervor preposterous things that just happen to coincide with their self-interest. Tax protesters have convinced themselves that wages are not income, that only gold is money, that the 16th Amendment is unconstitutional, and so on. These beliefs all lead, so tax protesters think, to the elimination of their obligation to pay taxes. The government may not prohibit the holding of these beliefs, but it may penalize people who act on them. It is an important function of the legal system to reduce compliance with the rules that a minority firmly believes are misguided. Legal penalties change the balance of self-interest. Those who believe taxes wicked or unauthorized must nevertheless pay. When the legal system depends on honest compliance as much as the income tax system does, and when disobedience is potentially rewarding to those affected by the rule, it is often necessary to impose steep penalties on those who refuse to comply. We have consolidated the cases of two such people. Then we go on to Mr. Norman Coleman did not file tax returns for 1979, 1980, or 1981. The IRS reconstructed Coleman's income for those years and concluded that he owed taxes of about $5,000 in 1979, $6,400 in 1980, and $3,700 in 1981. IRS also concluded that he owes additions to taxes exceeding $2,300. Coleman sought review in the tax court, demanding that the IRS prove the correctness of his computations and arguing, among other things, that wages are not income. Coleman declined to offer any evidence concerning his income. He insisted that the IRS bear the whole burden of production. The tax court granted summary judgment to the IRS, concluding that Coleman has presented no evidence that might undermine the presumption that the commissioner's notice of deficiency is correct. Bear in mind, notice to you guys, if the IRS calls you out saying, hey,
because they're afraid of being held
you
accountable.
actually owe X, Y, and Z, the burden is actually on you to demonstrate otherwise. Gary Holder, similarly situated. The Billingsgate in appellant's briefs is customary in cases of this nature. Coleman says that wages may not be taxed because they come from his person, a depreciating asset. The personal depreciation offsets the wage, leaving no net income. Coleman thinks that only net income may be taxed under the 16th Amendment, net income as Coleman defines it rather than as Congress does. Holder, who styles himself a private citizen, insists that wages may not be taxed because the 16th Amendment authorizes only excise taxes, and in Holder's world, excises may be imposed only on government-granted privileges. Because Holder believes that he is exercising no special privileges, he thinks he may not be taxed. These are tired arguments. The tax code imposes a tax on all income. Mr. Mutahar, if you are here in the chat, please pay attention. See, 26 USC 61. Wages are income and taxes on wages are, and the tax on wages is constitutional. See, among hundreds of other cases, etc. Both Coleman and Holder also argue that the income tax is a taking, which abuses the right to income. Taxes indeed take income, but this is not the sense in which the Constitution uses takings. Again, these are fucking idiots who think that the power, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 1 of the Constitution grants Congress power to lay and collect taxes. This power thus long predates the 16th Amendment, which did no more than remove the apportionment requirement in Article 1, Section 2, Clause 3 for taxes on incomes from whatever source derived. Although the government might try to achieve through special taxes what the takings clause of the Fifth Amendment forbids, if done directly, the general tax levied by the IRS does not offend the Fifth Amendment. Coleman argues that the IRS had to prove the amount of his income. He needed to show nothing. The statute is otherwise. People must make an honest report of their income to the government. If they fail to do this, they must establish any inaccuracies in the commissioner's reconstruction of their income. In other words, you were initially provided the responsibility of submitting an income tax return. Then if then the commissioner, if they say you have to provide X, Y, and Z, it's on them to say, hey, and provide evidence saying, no, the individual improperly assessed their taxes as Y when it's actually Z. Then the burden further shifts back to the taxpayer to say, no, the commissioner's wrong. I actually did file my taxes correctly. The problem is Coleman didn't file any returns at all. So there you go. It's right back at the commissioner is going to have the presumption of correctness. Then it's up to the taxpayer to demonstrate otherwise. Him not providing any rebuttal, it's on him. His further argument that the Seventh Amendment requires a jury trial in tax court is empty. Even in ordinary litigation, the Seventh Amendment does not require a jury trial when there are no facts in dispute, and Coleman put none in dispute. The Seventh Amendment, at all events, does not apply to civil litigation against the United States. Our circuit has apparently never held squarely that there is no right to a jury trial in the tax court, but other circuits have held this, and we agree with them. I won't go through the rest of it, but I will also point out that the court I hate to say that, I love how the court has to say this, but you do not have a constitutional right to file vexatious litigation. Just in case you weren't aware. God damn. Whew. I always love that. I appreciated the judge's candor in his opinion on this one. Oh God, what? All right, no, I'm not gonna give these kids the benefit of a view. Oh God.
Time to march. Time to march. We're family. You're among family right now. Look around at your new family. This is your family, guys. God be glorified. Lift His name up. Medical freedom.
How many of you believe that? How many of you believe that? Government exists. It exists to protect our God-given
You okay, man?
unalienable rights, not take them away. Amen? Moral courage. Moral courage is the defining characteristic of each human being. Moral courage. And this is the hour when we are defined as human beings, we are defined as Americans, we are defined as patriots, and we are defined as Christians. Will you stand together? There's a whole bunch of people who are exhibiting moral courage right now. Right now. They are willing to give up their careers at a moment's notice to do the right thing. And you know something? That's not a negative thing. That's not a bad thing. It's not. Every teacher that's fired, start a private school. Every doctor, every nurse that's fired, start a private clinic.
I don't think you guys even believe in doctors, though.
All of you that have been working in cubicles like Dilbert all these years, nobody wants to be Dilbert. Start your own corporation. We need to start our own free economy, so when they try to do this, we're the ones that are making money. They're the ones that are closing their businesses and their schools and their clinics. Amen? I want to speak directly to some of the Christian pastors out there right now. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Obey the highest authority.
All right, I've already had enough of that. What the fuck? Ah, Dios mío. You know what? Fine.
I'd rather see this school in ashes than to see you sit there with your pockets full while you suffocate our children with diapers on their faces.
But did she just say that she's gonna burn down the school? I think she just implied that.
Goose, get the fuck out of here! You guys don't want to make my fucking shit, right? Right? Call the police! Because I'm not getting back out of here until you call the police. Call the fucking police! Jack! Fucking priest, you bitch! Call the police! Call the fucking police! Call the police! Call the police! Call the police! You're racist and you're wasting my time.
I like how the video started out with her actually behind the counter.
Call the police! Black Lives Matter! Call the police!
Ma'am, this is a Dunkin' Donuts.
I'm not gonna hit anybody. Shut the fuck up, you guys. Call the police, bitch. Make my fucking classes. You guys fucking think this is a joke. Oh yeah, you're racist! So I'll make my own coffee, fucking bitch! I'll make my own fucking coffee. Fucking cunt.
Oh, wait, I think this is a Tim Hortons. Oh my god.
You stupid bitch.
Wait, this is it? No. There's like convenience store stuff. This might be, I think this is actually Sheets. I think we're at a Sheets, y'all.
Here's your $2 you stupid racist cunt. Fucking bitch. And he's inside. I'm inside! Get my fucking coffee like Tim Hortons told me to.
Oh wait, Tim Hortons.
You stupid fucking cunt. Fucking lucky I'll fuck you guys all up. Fucking stupid asses. Keep filming me. I have you on camera being racist. Okay. You stupid bitch. Okay. Now I'll never come back here. You guys are fucking
Whoa!
You guys are fucking dumb. You guys are all fucking stupid now. You guys are racist! Shut the fuck up! Why don't you want us from California? You guys think I'm like, what the fuck? You think it's a joke, right? But you're racist and you're uneducated. You're uneducated.
In fairness, we have no idea what started this shit. The video started with her already behind the fucking the counter. All right, fair enough, Clifford.
It's a free
Walmart.
world. I don't care. It's my right as an American.
God damn it.
I have my rights. Not wear a mask.
I know my rights.
It is. Now I used to work for Walmart.
I'm not surprised about that.
No, you can wear a mask. It's my choice.
I have my right to kick you out of the store right now.
Let's go. Let's go. Shove your fucking shit up your ass and your mask. Not wearing it. I spend tons of money in this store every single fucking day.
Then follow the rules.
Fuck the rules. You're right. But you're right. Everybody else is right in this goddamn fucking store. Go for it.
Nah, she's just security.
You're denying me medical attention because I can't wear a mask.
But you refuse to follow our office
I can't wear a mask to my danger.
I'm gonna have to ask that you leave. You've been causing disruptions, and as you can
No,
see, we do see patients.
no disruptions. There's absolutely nobody in here. No disruption.
Like 5 patients who walked in.
Yeah, and they were actually
minutes that
seen.
you have been here.
They've been seen. They were taken care of.
Because we got them right away.
Yes,
There's
exactly.
so much disruptions. We cannot have them in the lobby.
So
we cannot
you
have
are
in the
denying
lobby
me.
at this time, ma'am.
So you're denying me
Ma'am.
medical attention.
We're gonna have to call the cops if you're unwilling to leave. I am sorry.
You're denying me medical attention.
We're not denying you medical attention.
Why can't you see me?
Because you refuse to follow
No,
our
I
company
can't.
policies. Just like any other place.
Let me ask you a question. How can I refuse if that's a danger to my health?
Ma'am, we are not denying you medical attention.
How is this not denying me attention?
We're going to have to call the cops.
Like, I would feel like of all the places, of all places where, you know, a requirement to wear a mask is the most rational, it would be at a medical clinic. But that, even there, it's like, nah. Even there, it's nah. Like, for fuck's sake, you would think that a hospital or medical clinic would be the most rational places that one would think a mask requirement is reasonable, but no, not there.
At this point.
How are you saying you're
Just
denying?
because we got patients in and out does not mean we do not see patients here.
So,
okay?
but if I can't wear a mask, you can't see me because
That's
I have
correct.
a medical condition.
That's correct.
Show me where it says you can deny me if I can't wear a mask due to my medical condition. Please tell me. Can you talk to me then?
I don't want to be involved.
Then why are you out here? Don't you have patients to see? Didn't they just say there are patients to be
If
seen?
you have a medical condition, do you have a letter from your doctor? Do you say you have that medical condition that you cannot wear a mask?
Sir, I have claustrophobia. I can't.
I do have the same scenario that you have and the same history that you
I'm so glad. So you got raped?
Okay, I'm ready.
You had a mouth, hold it over your mouth?
I'm not gonna
That's right, right? Exactly. You don't know what happened to me. You don't know what's happened to me. Understand, you've denied medical condition. You've denied medical treatment.
No, we're not.
Yes, you are denying. How's this not denying?
You need to wear a mask because when
I can't wear a mask.
You have to wear a mask.
No, I can't. It doesn't say anywhere in the law that I have to wear a mask.
Well, let's review the law.
Let's review it. Please, bring it up. Bring it up, please. Bring it up. Bring the law up. Are you not going to bring it up? Prove me wrong, please.
I don't have time for that.
Oh, yeah, you're just standing around. Apparently you do have time. You're just standing there.
I'm not going to argue with you.
It's not in his job description to bring up the law for you.
Well, you're breaking the law, but you're also breaking Nuremberg Code, forcing me to wear something on my.
I'm really okay. I wanted to handle the whole rape thing, but I swear to God, these motherfuckers read from the same fucking playbook because it feels like 3 months ago, 3 fucking months ago, it feels like all of these motherfuckers read from the same script that decided to say, hey, why don't we try to use the Nuremberg Code and see if that'll fucking work? And now, ever since then, for the last 3 months, all of these motherfuckers keep citing the Nuremberg Code when they say they don't want to wear a fucking mask. It's really getting on my fucking nerves.
Face without my permission. I cannot wear a mask here. I cannot wear a mask anywhere.
You're more than welcome to be seen somewhere else. That's the policy.
So you're denying me service.
That's the policy.
You're denying me medical. You're denying me medical attention. Answer me this. You're not going to see me medically, correct?
I don't have to answer that question.
Oh, because it's incorrect. It's a lie. You're not answering it because you know you'll get in trouble for admitting it. So admit it on tape.
The sign says that you have to have
Unless
a mask
there's a medical condition where I can't wear it.
You have proof.
No, wait, that's never, you never even brought that up.
Someone asked you that. I'm asking you, do you have proof?
Yes, I do.
Well, can we see it?
I can't produce it this moment because my medical information is somewhere else.
I'm not here to argue.
Are you serious? I have a medical condition and you're denying me.
Why do you want to argue with me?
Because you have a chance to stand up for what's right.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, you're not going to stand up for what's right.
I'm not going to argue with you.
To deny medical condition to somebody that can't medically wear a mask. Do you understand?
No, I want to know why you still standing here arguing with me.
Because you don't understand.
What? Yes! Thank you! Thank you! Bitch, why are you still here? Why are you still here? Leave! Oh my god. Alright, here are my picks for Sunday.
No, it's not my job to argue with you.
That's right. Follow orders. That's what the brown shirts did.
Jesus Christ! Ah, you motherfuckers.
That's what you were doing. You're a brown shirt.
What did you say?
You're a brown shirt.
And you know that she's gonna take it a certain way.
Yeah, you're a brown shirt. You're just following orders, right?
Ma'am, just go.
Just following orders?
No, I'm doing my job.
Yeah, following orders. That's what the officer did, followed their orders, right? I do have a job.
You follow rules on that job?
Listen, ma'am, if I was medically hurt and they denied me service, they would be in jail. Exactly what y'all are going to be doing.
Who's going to jail? No, ma'am.
Medically denying me service. It's going to come.
I don't want to argue with you no more, okay? That's enough, seriously.
I cannot believe.
You're an adult.
Brown shirt.
Because they're afraid of being held accountable. Barnes.
Too. I can do that too. I can do that too. He's too lazy to jerk off. He can only get a gook. He can't even get a regular girlfriend.
Really? Well, if I wasn't demonetized before, I sure as shit am now.
It's so sad.
Cindy, I'll tell you after this.
He's gonna get a gook.
What did you talk about? Are you mad?
I'm
like this here. All right.
What I
police station
What
with
I chat about you? What I chat about you? No.
Oh my fucking god. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah, holy shit.
I tell you, naughty boy. You're a very naughty boy. We go back China. We go back China. We take up. We have strict visa. What's wrong with Hong Kong? Why did you come to this country? This is our country.
Fuck off. Shut the fuck. Honestly, shut the fuck up.
You shut the fuck up.
No.
Brogan.
I'm fine, thank you very much.
How'd you get an Aussie girlfriend? You have to get a gook. You're sad, poor pathetic
I'm
man.
actually married and
Is it that little, is it? Is it really that small you can't get an Aussie girl? You poor man.
Wow, this... I want to say it. I want to drop that bomb, but I'm not going to drop that bomb. But she's certainly acting like one, in my opinion.
Happens to the best of you.
Does it?
Yeah, I think it does.
Wonderful.
Yeah. This is great. Oh, look at this bogan here. He's got a gook. Look at it. Look at it.
You're
look at
amazing.
It. Oh my God, isn't it sad? He can't get a regular girl. He's got to get an Asian. That's because I can't get anyone else. And she probably thinks he's rich.
Just because I cannot get a seat.
I cannot get a seat.
You can have my seat.
I cannot get a seat. Oh, I cannot get a seat.
I can't drop that bomb. You know I can't. Oh my God. I'm gonna see you, Palmetto. I'm gonna do
Because they're afraid of being held accountable.
the super chats before I forget. I apologize. Oh my God, I completely forgot so many of these super chats. I'm sorry. Simon Mitchner, 5 pounds. How do you feel about him calling upon you frequently, artists, with him writing about corporate fictions? I mean, this is the whole point of my username. 90s Nostalgia Nerd, $5. I renounce my American citizenship. I am now a citizen of the nation of Pretoria. Don't bet on that lasting very long. Thank you, Rita, for being a member for 2 months. Don Fanning for the $1.99 super chat. My hubby is former Navy, Patrick says. IYAOYAS. I wish I knew what that meant, so I apologize if I can't figure that one out. James Butler, 2 pounds. Don't forget to wake up to Green Day tomorrow's. September ends. That is very true. September ends tomorrow. So Stephen Alley, $2. No, he's a zombie. Quick, shoot him before it spreads. Kit, $192. Can we watch a Gale video? It'll make more sense. No Gale, ever. I made that mistake multiple times before, and I'm never making that again. Pope, $5. I'm just really psyched you got around to featuring the ambassador. He might be my favorite Waikadu of all the solid sits. Thanks. I appreciate it, Frigga Pope. Like I said, this is going to be a multi-part series because of how long this guy's nonsense is going. Kit, $190. $2. Stupidity is not a medical decision. And some old dude, $5. Hi, Artie. Godwin's Law. Indeed. Usually it happens when you're dealing with somebody in anti-mask. And Dr. Strangelove, $5. Well, there goes the monetization. Yep, it's definitely gone with that last lady. Oh, I mean, I shouldn't even call her a lady because another term is coming to my mind, but I'm not gonna say it. I mean, I should probably end the stream here now before it gets way too crazy. Palmetto, I'll see ya. Whoever said they're going next Tuesday. I don't know who I'm seeing next Tuesday. What are y'all talking about? Oh my God. I'm not, guys, okay. Oh my God. What do you mean next Tuesday? I'm not leaving next, oh my God. Guys, my flight is next Thursday. Next week. Not this weekend, next weekend. I'll be back on probably on Alien Isolation or Dead Space tomorrow. Friday. Now I get it. Shut the fuck up, all of you. I hate you all. Hey. Wasting. Hey. Winston. Say hi. Huh?
$5 a month.
Winston. Hey. Winston. What? What? Winston. Hey. Hey. Stop messing with my keyboard, kitty. Boy. Cat butt. Freaking dumbass. Little bastard. He fell with style, guys. He fell with style. Kitty cam is a work in progress. I hope to have kitty cam up and running soon. How am I aging myself? All right, we can end with something wholesome, I guess.
Kookaburras, aka jolly old kings of the bush. The gum tree is their throne, or the fence, or the window ledge outside the kitchen. How you going? The best thing about a kookaburra is they'll laugh at whatever you say. Watch this. Why did the Aussie animal not get the job? He wasn't koala.
God damn
Thank you, Cajunese, for being a member for 3 months. Stephen Alley, thank you for the $2 super chat. Mom, kitties are being a dead deal. Mom, kitties being a dildo. Yeah, I get that. And thank you, Wow, Sam I Am, for the $100 super chat and jump scare. You fucker. Now everybody knows the price of my jump scares on this channel. Thank you very much, Sam I Am. You did not need to do that. I appreciate it nonetheless. And Script Cat, thank you very much for the $2. The Shave Your Head Challenge for OPT Lawyer.
Oh, you've heard that one before. Okay, they have big-ass beaks. Once they grab something, they don't let go. These two kookaburras are stuck in a fierce, nah, fuck you, nah, fuck you, nah, fuck you, deadlock for this piece of meat. Actually, wait a sec, the one on the right is a human. He's pretending to be a kookaburra. Gee, he looked like the real deal to me. Yeah, nah, the proper kookaburra is never letting go. The big dodgy imposter will have to yield eventually. This one is like, oh, look at that, bloody sausage. I love me a juicy sausage for lunch. Why is the sausage connected to an arm? And why is the arm yelling and screaming? It's a bit off-putting when your lunch is so fresh, it's screaming. But nah, she's buggered. She's saying, I'm going to have to live with a kookaburra attached to me finger forever. Sure, it's funny for now, but how will you do things like drive a car or get a job or maintain a long-term relationship? Have you thought about that stuff, Gemma? Here's another fierce tug of war between a kookaburra and a human. Actually, wait a sec. The one on the right is a kookaburra. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Have a listen. Yeah, here's a human. Absolutely no laughing matter here. Yous didn't know how grumpy these birds can sound, did ya? Oh wow, the human broke the meat. They have to go halvesies, 50-50. This one doesn't like it. She's like, what the fuck did you do that for? Yeah, off she goes.
Thank you, Sam-I-Am. I do remember that, Jassa.
I envy kookaburras. They're so calm under pressure. Ow! Ah! This one is being bullied by a couple of willy wagtails, and it's fair fucking dinkum unperturbed. I mean, it is nonplussed, but its overarching demeanour is definitely nonchalant. Yeah, nah, it is far from vexed. If I was getting pecked in the head by willy wagtails, I would be vexed as fuck. Sorry, mate, what's that? You want to wind your window up? It's a bit nippy outside, is it? You need the heater on. Yeah, look, no can do. This is my territory. We can dance if we want to. We can leave your mates behind. Because your mates don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no mates of mine. Nah, Kookaburra doesn't give a shit. It is not a dance floor type of guy. It's like, what the hell is
You got dance. You got dance.
Ingested a fruity disco biscuit.
I have seen that book. I've always wanted to get it, though. I don't have it, though.
To go night clubbing with. It's not my jam. Are you sure about that, bro? Huh? Who's that? Bloody lorikeets. Just ignore him. Ignore him. He'll fly away soon. Avoid eye contact. It's still got my finger, says Gemma. I continue to wonder how she plans to live a normal life with a kookaburra attached to her. Or she's creating a diversion. Overall, these Australian creatures are robust, stubborn, and less jovial than you think. In fact, if you put their laughing in slow-mo, they sound like psychos. Okay, that's enough. Yeah. Nah, yeah, cool birds. Bloody face, here it is. Here it is again. A big, massive, heartfelt thank you to all you legends supporting Childhood Cancer Awareness Month throughout September.
Right on.
Alongside yours truly. I'll give you an update in my next video in regards to how much money we've raised and how close we are to that 500 grand goal I set. Which, remember, if we get there, I'll shave me head bald. 2 more campaign links are in the...
And he actually fucking did it. Oh my god, he did do it.
The wig and hat combo has given me a certain level of security and protection as a feeling for, 7 years on YouTube. But you can see I've got spares, so no one panic. This rock and roll wig and hat combo will be back soon. For now, we'll just put it over there. Look, I didn't anticipate September going this way, but thanks to everyone supporting Childhood Cancer Awareness Month with me. Thank you to everyone that's donated to the families I've promoted or who's bought a shirt, of which profits will be going to more families fighting childhood cancer. I can tell you we've raised over 400 grand in direct donations on GoFundMe for 12 different families, and we've raised 70 grand in t-shirt sales so far. So even though we're just shy of my 500 grand goal, I wanted to show you I mean business, and I'm keeping up my end of the bargain.
Right on.
No matter what. And this is for solidarity as well with the kids who are going through childhood cancer. So I'll promote 2 more campaigns like in all my recent videos. Please donate to Nicholas. He's been fighting aggressive myeloid leukemia since he was 12 years old.
Damn.
He's been going through a 3rd round of chemotherapy treatment lately. The link to Nicholas's campaign is in the post description below. So yeah, please do what you can. You don't need to buy me a beer ever. Just give money to these families Instead, please also help out
Shave
Talia
Winston for
Rose.
cancer.
She's been diagnosed with mixed phenotype acute leukemia. She's also been going through chemotherapy and has had mobility issues, vision issues, blood clots, all of the things. So please donate to Talia Rose via the link in the post description below. And also, let's keep the ball rolling on Sammy's campaign. Sammy is the child who's traveling with her mother to America on October 15-ish for neuroblastoma treatment. And I believe it's tricky getting back into Australia, so they have to stay up there for a couple of months. This pandemic just keeps adding layers of complexity, I suppose. But yeah, the link to her campaign is in the post description too. If you haven't been following what I've been doing in the last 3 weeks, then go back and watch the videos and please do get involved. The Fuck Cancer shirts, they're still on sale. You get a free signed photo with every order, and yeah, $15 from every shirt sale goes to the families I mentioned. That's everything. All right, this has been big. So yeah, thank you everyone, and I'll see you with my shiny dome again soon.
I'll have to complete that later.
Good day, everyone.
All right. We're going to end this on something wholesome. This is going to be the last one, and we're going to end it on wholesome. Humans being nice, because I think we all need that right now. We all need a little bit of faith in humanity at the moment.
Now, is this one of those dodgy delivery man videos? Is he about to murder the flowers? Why do delivery men always murder innocent ornaments? Oh, wait a second, no! He's helping the flowers. He's a friend of the flower. I mean, of course he is, because this video is Humans Being Nice Part 6. Look at him walking off like a rock star back to his trucky truck. Well, there's a pole in the way, but yeah, no, you can see him. It's a badass mofo walk. The only time you should mess with someone's car is when you put a Hot Wheels toy of their car on their fucking car. There's no way they can get back at you. Surely, don't be grumpy. Don't be. I bloody loves it. Happy Dad's activated. I think
nice.
He needs to pee from excitement. He does. He's pacing around. He's thinking, what kind of dark magic is this? Nah, he knows.
He's like, who sent this on there? This is fucking awesome. That's all.
Because they're afraid of being held accountable. P. Barnes.
What's former Australian rules footballer Fraser Gehrig doing at the game? I'll tell you what he's doing. He's giving out meat pies. That is one of the nicest gestures you can get down under.
We are having taco night. So if you like to eat, you just come over. And you're welcome to get it.
Bugger me so.
Oh my god, it's a fucking ring camera, and it's not a Karen. She's inviting for tacos. Yes.
Sideways, free meat pies in Australia, free tacos in Murica. This video has me very hungry and emotional. 3, 2, 1. Trust your missus. Trust your missus. She's got you. She's got you firmly by the ass cheeks. You are locked in, mate.
Nice.
Enjoy the view. What's an episode of Humans Being Nice without this muck?
Oh my god, she's helping him up so he can see the view. Fuck me, that's awesome.
She true love stuff, hey? I do wonder if she has an exit strategy, however. She's like, keep enjoying the scenery, no rush to go to lunch, not sure how to get you back down. There's a pack of mountains, very nice. My elderly neighbour Bill does this every Monday. He knows I'm fighting leukemia.
She's definitely waifu material right there.
Show Bill some love. Let's do it. Show Bill love. Crikey. He's not only brought the bin in, he's giving it a clean. Old Bill is a fair fucking dinkum COVID-safe legend. This is how you show care for someone. You're not afraid to get your hands dirty. Not afraid of their stinky rubbish. Hit the showers, Aussie Man Army. We found the greatest bloke in the world. He ambles off like a rock star. This Sheila, little Lottie, got to meet Brendan Fraser. He talks about shitting bricks working with De Niro and Scorsese. She replies to him with niceness.
Just know that the internet is so behind you. We're so supportive. There are so many people out there who love you.
Fuck yeah! I fucking love Brendan Fraser. Fuck yes. He's like the top tier of like cult classics.
And we're rooting for you, and we can't wait to see what you do next.
Shucks, ma'am.
I instantly little legends, nervous about going to school. No worries, Big Bro is there to help you. He's like, you got this, sis. Math, science, art. You're gonna bloody nail it. Just follow my lead. Come in at 9 a.m. Smash it.
Oh my god. Is that his little sister's first day of school? Oh my god. Big Bro coming through.
Leave by 3 p.m., okay? Anyone gives you a hard time? Hey, you come tell me. I'll sort them out with my words. My words are my weapons. All right, meet your teacher. She's nice. She's a top-notch lady. One more hug, no worries. There you go, you big bloody beautiful bastards. Face, dome. Childhood Cancer Awareness Month is coming to an end in a few days. So here's a few more kids' GoFundMe campaigns you can support right now. Links are in the post description or Facebook comments or Instagram bio. Here we go. Please donate to Mason. He's been diagnosed with a cancer called Langerhans cell histiocytosis, LCH for short. He's been through surgery, new drug trials, transfusions. There's a partial collapse in his vertebrae, and this month he's had to do chemo for 6 hours every day for 20 days.
My brother would have punched me.
He's 4 years old. A link to his campaign is in the post description or comments or bio. Isabel is diagnosed with medulloblastoma. She has a shunt that helps drain fluid from her brain. During September, she...
Medulloblastoma, yeah. Medulla oblongata. God damn.
She's been taking nuclear medicine in isolation due to radiation. A link to her campaign is below. Click the shit out of it. Please do what you can. Finally, Shay is going through leukemia treatment for a third time. She's been through radiation, chemo, 100 life-saving blood transfusions, seizures, and a bone marrow transplant. The link to Shay's campaign is in the post description below, or Facebook comments or Instagram bio. So yeah, many of you know the drill by now, you legends. Please do what you can. Don't buy me beer if you ever see me. Just give money to these families instead. That's the deal. That's the deal we're making. And yeah, this Fuck Cancer shirt, I'm going to keep it on sale till October 7th, all right? October 7th latest. $15 from every sale goes to these families. And yeah, it'll be unpublished from me shop. October 7th is what I'm saying now, instead of September 30. So get in there. And yeah, thank you for watching again. Dome out. Dome out. I can come up.
All right, we're going to end it there. Although Russian manholes is something I hadn't seen yet. But,
let's cross back over to Russia.
All right, guys.
People are clearly doing things. Dear, there's a dodgy manhole. This guy fixes it. No, it's gone dodgy again. 2 blokes, 1 manhole.
Thank you guys for jumping in.
Not very far. They don't want to get caught. Mother Russia is a bit uppity in regard to manholes. He's playing with it on his own, so that shouldn't be a problem. He's taking it nice and slow, just caressing it. Oh, he puts his foot on it. The manhole says, put your foot on me again. It bloody loves it. Everyone's satisfied.
The manhole saying, step on me.
Manhole has submitted. All it wanted was a gentle foot. Oh, Big Van wrecked it. These bastards wreck it even more, and the manhole is only seeing one partner for a while. It's finally settled down. It's decided monogamy is a good thing. I'm happy for it. Oh, look out. Here comes a wanker with fancy ideas and tools. He's going to corrupt the impressionable manhole, and he's going to leave it. Uncle Aussie Man could see that coming a mile away. Who's here to pick up the pieces? Fucking Dimitri. Good old loyal Dimitri. The only one to ever care about the manhole. Fuck me dead. This is a weird commentary. Oh, it's broken again. Okay, this is nice. These gentlemen are offering some kind of protection. It looks to be a well-funded intervention. Oh, massive orange truck. Danger surrounds this manhole every day of the week. It would be so hard being friends with it. Look at it, sucking everyone into its problems. Then again, it's not its fault that it was born on this intersection. This is a fair dinkum, scary intersection. No one cares about it. Bam! No, I lie. People care. So many people care. What we're actually seeing in this video is human compassion at its finest. Everyone wants the best for this manhole, whether it's raining, nighttime, daytime. Oh, you son of a fuck! Give it space, everyone. This guy's nice. He's my favorite since Dimitri. Okay, come on, everyone work together. I want to see this situation fixed. I want a happy ending in my manhole video. My manhole video. We shouldn't even be...
Thank you, Paracord Princess.
It's a person hole or an access tunnel. That sounds kind of kinky too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Down the road, it's happened again.
For the 5,000 super chat, one of the signs your cat is trying to kill you. Cats know communication is important, so they lay on your keyboard to disrupt communications. That makes sense.
And I'm glad I can bring attention to it. I'm glad I can use my influence in a meaningful way. This footage isn't easy to watch, but it's so important. Oh, huge wipeout. It's so important to get people talking about this. Sort out your abusive behavior towards manholes, Russia. Sort it out. I mean person holes or access tunnels, whatever. All right. I'm going to go do other things now. Remember to whack the like button on this video and bung some merchandise in your manhole, especially the Fuck Cancer t-shirts. This is a limited edition tee I'm producing only.
I'm gonna get myself a Fuck Cancer t-shirt at the end of the stream. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Adios. And you should get yourself a Fuck Cancer t-shirt as well.
And donate funds to families directly there. If we raise 500k, I'll shave me head. We're at about 300k so far, legends. Keep it going. Keep it going. Links in the post description. Cheers. See ya.